What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Freedom Fire Podcast, where we want to stoke the flames of freedom every single day. My name is Kendall Bowman, and ladies and gentlemen, the psychosis just continues, doesn't it? Like, that's just the country that we live in, apparently. From Tim Cass, breaking: Trump indicted over January 6th. Oh, goodness gracious. Here we go. Let's read. Former President Donald Trump has been indicted by a grand jury over the events leading up to and that took place on January 6th of 2021. Trump was indicted on 4 counts: conspiracy to defraud the United States, conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding, obstruction and attempt to obstruct an official proceeding, and conspiracy against rights. Oh, gosh. Here we go, man. The purpose of the conspiracy was to overturn the legitimate results of the 2020 presidential election by using knowingly false claims of election fraud to obstruct the government function by which those results are collected, counted, and certified, the indictment from Special Counsel Jack Smith's office said. Okay. We don't really have to read any much further into this to realize that this is bullcrap. So let's just talk about some of these charges, okay? When we look at these conspiracy charges, this is what they mean, okay? The purpose of the conspiracy was to overturn the legitimate results of the 2020 presidential election by using knowingly false claims of election fraud to obstruct the government function by which those results are collected, counted, and certified. Okay, I want you to understand just how important this is. Okay, and we'll get to the obstruction charge here in just a second, because that's also freaking ridiculous and a complete double standard by our government. When it comes to these conspiracy charges where they're saying, oh, he made false claims against the government. Yeah, dude. That we have a First Amendment for a reason, bro. You'll have to excuse me, guys. My voice is a little shot today. I'll try not to yell too much, but this is insane, man. This is a First Amendment right. Everybody in this country, including especially the President of the United States, has every right in the freaking book to claim that an election was falsified, or that an election was or that there was election irregularities, or that there was voter fraud. Anybody and their dog has every right to claim that. It doesn't make it true. It doesn't mean that that it actually happened. Now, do I think that there was some irregularities in this election? Do I think that there was states like I want to say Pennsylvania who knowingly went against their own state constitution in order to implement mail-in voting? They broke their own laws in order to put in mail-in voting. It was illegal as part of their state constitution. So yeah, they broke their own laws in order to make that happen. Like, they broke the freaking law. Obviously, that's not okay. So yes, I think that there was some major irregularities and some law breaking that went on when it came to the 2020 election. You cannot deny that. That is a fact that Pennsylvania did that. And Pennsylvania was a major state in terms of getting Joe Biden elected. That was a major battleground state in the 2020 election. So everybody and their dog has the right to claim that there was some kind of, that there was voter fraud, that there was voter election irregularities, that there was problems with this election. Every single person in this country, by the First Amendment, has the right to do that. So to sit here and say, by making false claims, which he has every right to do, then he was trying to overturn the election. Those claims is what was going to overturn the election. I apologize. I got a ring on. My bad. I got to calm down. But this is just ridiculous, man. They keep going after him with this false bullcrap. Now, let's talk about the obstruction charge. This charge here, attempting to obstruction and attempt to obstruct an official proceeding. Oh boy. Let's go to CNN. CNN politics. Meet the protesters interrupting Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation hearing. Hold on. I thought interrupting and obstructing an official proceeding. I thought that was a felony. I thought you get thrown in jail for that. So, why are these women not in jail? Why are they not in jail? What happened? What the heck happened? This is the double standard of our country. You do not live in a free society because your society has laws. Okay? You do not live in a free society because your society has a constitution. You live in a free society if those laws and rights are spread about evenly. You live in a free society if those laws are enforced evenly across everyone in the society. Enforced equally. Do you think we live in a free society? If that's the case, do you think that we live in a free society then? Absolutely not. And it's because of crap like this, man. We just saw the charges against Trump. Now, let's go see the proven crimes from eyewitness testimony about Biden. From the Post-Millennial, breaking, Devin Archer says Joe Biden was on more than 20 of Hunter Biden's business calls while VP under Biden. Excuse me, sorry. I'm going to go ahead and pause this. Let's read. Fox News congressional correspondent Chad Pergram released some details from the transcribed closed-door testimony of Devin Archer by the House Oversight Committee. While the deposition was ongoing, Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene reported that Biden lied and that Archer had testified that Biden was involved in his son Hunter's business dealings. Now, full stop. I know what the left is going to say. Oh, it's just business dealings. Oh, he's just making deals on the side. Like what's wrong with a vice president doing that? Like that's no big deal. Well, if it wasn't a big deal, then why lie about it? That's the real question. Go ahead and answer that down in the question or down in the comments, lefties. Biden has reportedly said that he has no knowledge or connection with his son's deals. Archer arrived at Congress this morning and allegedly debunked that assertion from Biden fully. Mind you, this is not some random whistleblower. This Devin Archer guy is not a random whistleblower. Okay? This is a man who has worked in league with Hunter Biden on many of these business deals himself. This is a co-worker of Hunter Biden in many of these deals. This is not some random whistleblower coming out of the ether that doesn't know what the heck they're talking about. Let's continue. Per a source, Archer told Oversight that the reason Hunter Biden got the post with the Burisma Board of Directors, for which he was paid $83,000 per month by the Ukrainian energy giant, was for the brand. The argument, Pergram said, was that then Vice President Joe Biden brought the most value to the brand. Archer also stated that Burisma would have gone under if not for the brand. So, let me phrase that a different way. Joe Biden was using his power as the vice president to hold up an energy company in Ukraine. Let's talk about how exactly he did that. He testified that Hunter Biden, along with Burisma CEO Mykola Zlochevsky, goodness, that's a name, called D.C. to get help from then VP Joe Biden regarding the Ukrainian. What the heck? I think that's a typo. I'm gonna say regarding the Ukrainian prosecutor Viktor Shokin. Shokin was famously investigating Burisma on corruption charges when Joe Biden swooped in and demanded that he be fired, accusing him of corruption. Burisma CEO Zlochevsky reportedly paid off the Bidens to the tune of $10 million for this service, per a disclosure from an FBI informant. Joe Biden later bragged about having the prosecutor fired and said it was over Shokin being corrupt. He did not disclose that his son sat on the board and that Burisma wanted Shokin fired. Yet, per Archer, he had been contacted by representatives from the company specifically for that purpose. Archer testified that Hunter Biden put then Vice President Joe Biden on the speakerphone during business meetings over 20 times. Archer testified that Joe Biden was put on the phone to sell the brand. These phone calls, program reports, included those Hunter held with a French energy company as well as Chinese associates. When the Biden administration issues sanctions for Russian oligarchs, they did not include the oligarch widow of the late Moscow mayor with whom Hunter and Joe Biden and others of Hunter's associates dined with in Washington, D.C. in 2014. This is a breaking story and will be updated. You live in a two-tier justice system, everyone. Think about that. If you have the right beliefs, then you can be as corrupt as you want. You can take all the bribes you want. As long as you have the right political beliefs and the right political leanings. Then and only then can you be as corrupt as you want. Oh, but if you dare have the wrong beliefs, if you dare to be a patriot, if you dare to stand up for this country, I'm sorry. We have to, we've got to throw a bunch of bunk charges at you and throw you in jail and take your name off the ballot for the next election. Screw your rights because in our opinion, you're evil. Not because you actually are evil, but we're just saying that because we don't like you and we need an excuse to throw you in jail. This is the reality of the country that you live in and that I live in. Are we having fun with this? Is this fun, guys? I don't think this is fun. In fact, this sucks quite a lot. This is bad. Guys, I want you to understand how bad this can get and just how quickly it can get that bad, okay? If they choose to put Donald Trump in jail for these charges or for the charges up in New York or for the charges where he allegedly took some classified documents, even though he was the freaking president and had every freaking right to do so, and even though Hillary Clinton did the exact same thing, and Joe Biden did the exact same thing while they were vice president and secretary of state and had zero authority to do so. If they try to put Donald Trump in prison for these charges, I don't think we fully understand just how bad this country can get in a very quick, in a very short amount of time. Okay? I've already heard rumblings. Okay? I've already heard rumblings. Now, I don't have any sources or anything. I don't have anything to say that this is true. If they try to throw Donald Trump in prison for these charges, I believe that there could be a chance of some kind of major hot civil conflict. Okay? Now, I don't know what that would look like. I don't know where that would start. I don't know how that would happen exactly. But there are countries who have devolved into civil war for much less than this. For much less than this. Okay? This is clear corruption. This is clear election interference. This is clearly a despotic, tyrannical piece of crap in Joe Biden going out of his way to try to throw his political opponent in prison, which, by the way, is exactly what they impeached Donald Trump for. Except Donald Trump wasn't trying to throw Joe Biden in prison. He simply asked a question to a foreign entity saying, hey, what was this about? And they impeached him saying, he was trying to dig up, he was trying to dig up dirt on his political opponent. Even though, one, Joe Biden was not running for office at the time. And 2, all of the polls had Joe Biden not the favorite. Even the polls where Joe Biden was in the poll, Joe Biden was clearly not the favorite. That was Bernie Sanders. So not only was Joe Biden not running at the time, but all the polls had him lower in the polls, as in not winning the election. Donald Trump was totally trying to dig up. If he was going to dig up dirt on anybody, it would have been the person that he was that actually had a chance of beating him, which was Bernie Sanders at the time. Guys, I don't think we fully understand yet just how bad this can get. And you have got to show up in these coming elections. You got to show up in November for the primary. And you have got to show up in November of 2024 for the 2024 election. I don't care what your view of elections are. I don't. If we want to avoid a situation where we have, disparate factions in this country fighting each other in the street, blowing each other's heads off, and killing, tens of thousands of civilians in the meantime, if we want to avoid a situation like that, you will show up at the polls. Show up at the polls, man. Go freaking vote. I don't care if you think that you have a chance of winning because, they're going to steal the election. I don't care what your opinion is. We're trying to avoid a freaking civil war at this point. Clearly, the left doesn't give a mess about this country, and they will do anything at all to stay in power. They don't care if we end up in a civil war. They will gladly kill anyone that they have to stay in power. Clearly. We must be the better ones. We must be the ones that say, no, we don't want a civil war. We're going to show up on election day and we're going to vote and we're going to completely overpower and overload this system that is meant to steal the election. We're going to overload that system to where we cannot be denied. That should be your mindset right now. That should be your mindset. If you want to avoid a civil war, and you want to get back to having a normal country without all this woke garbage BS, then that should be your mindset. We're going to show up on election day. We're going to vote for Donald Trump, or we're going to vote for whoever I would say more than likely Donald Trump is going to win the primary. He's leading by like 40% in a lot of these polls. It's just the reality of the situation. But your mindset should be, we're going to show up, we're going to vote, we're going to overload this system, and we're going to win. We're going to make it so that they cannot deny that we have won. I'm going to leave it there, guys. I will have another show coming for you guys on Friday. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment down in the comment section, and share the show with your friends. Follow me on all the socials down in the description. Hit that notification bell so that you can be notified whenever we put out new videos. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.